Tune in every Monday morning at 6:53 a.m. in This Morning for Living Well, a feature that promotes healthy living by giving you tips on how you can improve the quality of your life. You're always on the go, and you may not have the time to learn how to take care of yourselves. So share a few minutes with us every Monday morning at 6:53 and listen to Living Well on This Morning.
Living Well is brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Jamaica, our young people are world leaders, innovators, and game changers. They are creative, intelligent, bold, and they are champions. My youths, you have the power to transform Jamaica. Our country needs your ideas, your opinions, your solutions, and your support. Full time now, we kick out crime and violence, rape culture, unemployment, and all of the other problems in Jamaica land we love. I'm Empress Scolding, encouraging all young people to come make we talk up. Pan Talk Up Radio. Go on with it, youths. Talk up youth. Myself a talk up youth.
To be somebody was my heart's desire. So me never stop saying no prior. No pain. Probably was the youth with the worst attire. Back in our school I sing pan choir. No pain. From the day my life began, and a little bit of tears run. Everybody have them own story. This one is for all who want give up and done. Yeah. I've been there before. What if I fight to fight? Would I need 1,000 books to write? Yeah. I've been there before. Everything I go alright. Remember the darkest part of the night. It's just before daylight. Yeah. Some fight on. Strong to turn me into a man. Tell me what time done. Still I try calm a category 5-star. My earthquake and fire, but I fry and keep my light on. Now no food in the plate, but we bike on. I'm just don't feel safe. Where I ban. Me have the courage now me heart mixed with the right song. Me learn to flourish now the dark, me keep my mind strong. Yes I can, yes I can achieve anything with the right plan. And for move like a mountain where I stand. A better life for my fam. I've been there before. What if I fight to fight? Would I need 1,000 books to write? Yeah. I've been there before. Everything I go alright. Remember the darkest part of the night. It's just before daylight. If walls could attack and expose my thoughts, man, me no know how me survive. Maybe I know the weight of the burden me carrying every night on my mind. The only people me can turn to, I'll be the worst to. Life no always fun, but better must come. This one is for all who want give up and done. Yeah. I've been there before. What if I fight to fight? Would I need 1,000 books to write? Yeah. I've been there before. Everything I go alright. Remember the darkest part of the night. It's just before daylight. And I've been there before. What if I fight to fight? Would I need 1,000 books to write? Oh yes, I've been there before. Yes, everything I go alright. Remember the darkest part of the night. It's just before daylight. Well, it's all played out, and I'm old and gray. There's nothing I can do.
It is a beautiful morning right here on the revolutionary station nationwide 90 FM. And of course, you are listening to the number one youth radio show in Jamaica. And we dare to say the world at large, that is the Talk Up Youth radio show. Talk Up Youth, myself, it Talk Up Youth. Of course, it is that day. It is Saturday, people. Saturday, the time of the weekend that we look forward to. I believe all schoolers look forward to that time of the weekend. It's that time. And some people probably say it's the most wonderful time of the week, because the weekend is the time where we can relax and feel comfortable and just feel like, listen, we can have a breather. So today, really, we're just gonna, first of all, let's talk to the people a little bit. So whether you're listening to us on the 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9 FM band, Digiplay or Flow, we are glad to have you this morning. And of course, when you listen to the voice tonight, the voice is the one and only out and stunting boss, Nicholas Williamson. And always, as you come on here, we're always for the vibe of entertaining, educating. So we're just edutaining for a little bit. And of course, today we'll be focusing on something that we really need to focus on a little bit, because oftentimes it is said that life is filled with transition, just transition overall, and we are, to make the most of our years. So whether you are, work, you're going to school, it's always good to make the most of your years. Some of us, or for some of us, we transition through school, different stages of school, we go to college and we go to work. And the question really of the day is, what era are you from? And we're looking at the whole question of whether you did common entrance, whether it be GSAT or PEP, or anything like that. You still have ongoing studies going on. But today you see somebody beside me, if you're listening on YouTube or you're watching on YouTube, and this is a gentleman who I believe is very intelligent, very brilliant, and he has definitely been just the person this morning. Introduce yourself to the people that know who you are.
Good morning, Jamaica. My name is Jason Tomlinson. I'm a photographer / digital marketer in this era.
Oh, in this era.
I'm from the GSAT era.
GSAT. I like it. Listen, I'm also from the GSAT era. I'm glad I was about the GSAT era, because listen, after I left, Pep came right in.
What they're going through, oh my God.
It is something, right? So I'm very much appreciated for Jason to be here this morning, and we really want to talk about just an ongoing conversation, because it's talking about in the world. It's talked about in the world today, what revolves around technology. The conversation about just technology overall. And transition help us to move smoothly between activities in order to stay focused and engage in each task. So of course, transitioning is important. It is very much important. And most research, if you look at research into transition, it focuses on the move from primary to secondary settings. However, thinking about transition, it is the key, for all your groups. It is just necessary to do in life. And we talk about the whole theory of evolution and all that niceties right there. Transition puts an enormous demand on children, so the overall, just socially, linguistically, emotionally, academically, and practically. So we are students, we are, life learners always. And of course, when we're learning, we look at the fact that, listen, we can't have this one thinking straight throughout life at all. Right. So oftentimes you realize that things change, times change, people change.
Evolution is crazy.
Yeah, evolution is crazy. It's happening every single day. So of course, we're going to talk about just transitioning today. And so let's kind of break down what's going on in the show today. So coming up in the show, we have our What Say You segment, where we just chat a bit, chat about, just what we'd say about transitional exam period, or as you said before, GSAT, PEP, or common entrance, or all of that niceties. So as you know, the first set of PEP exams were done just 2 weeks ago. So that is something that we, of course, want to talk about a little bit. And then for our Youth for Chat segment, we look at creative entrepreneurship, because not everyone transitions into the same field of work. And, that's okay. Some people just decide that they're not, finishing or they're not going to sixth form. Right. And they just decide, all right, I'm just going to do and start a business. And it works for some people.
It's a very difficult conversation to have.
It is.
It does work for some people.
Of course, with the old school people, who believes that you must go through the all the routes, and we're all for that. Just the very same. If it is that it's your path, but we that's a conversation that we're going to have. That's
yeah.
definitely
I hope
a conversation that we're going to talk about today. All right. And as I said before, joining that conversation, we'll be having here with us now, just the very same, Jason Tomlinson, a past student of Glenmuir High School, UA, and is currently in the field of photography. And he'll share his story with us. So later on, we'll turn our attention to transitional tips, just overall. We're going to look at savings. Is savings necessary? Do you save on a regular basis? Save money, your lunch money, any little remittance, a little gift that you get from family, because it's very important that we do so. And then we'll break for midday news at 12 and then wind up with our social media highlights, for this week. And of course, we're going to talk and rep with a little bit. Let's rep with you all. So we have a fun show and just a very impactful show for you all here today. And I believe that you all should stay with us. Stay with me and stay with Jason, because there's so much things that's about to happen on here today, and we're all about just sharing a youthful perspective, allowing for your voices to be heard in just hearing a youthful voice, a youthful perspective, and feel as though, listen, youths, I always hear one of my friends say, anything without youths is really not for youths. So we as the young people, of course, of Jamaica, we are in this, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to allow for you to even talk about it. So persons on YouTube, as always, please just begin to just share with us your comments and all that nice it is. So again, we are here until 1 p.m. Listen to the Talk Up With Radio show here or online at nationwideradiojm.com, or get the Nationwide app in your relevant app store. You can also watch us on YouTube, people, big up on yourself always at Nationwide 90 FM. Keep it locked and loaded to this station, the station that you can definitely trust. So speaking of, we're talking about transition soon, so we're going to transition to a break. That's good, right? That's a good one. We're going to transition to a break. This is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, a youth-led Talk Up Youth production. Stay tuned for more Talk Up Youth, myself it. Talk Up Youth. That is it. We'll soon come. Don't go away.
When tomorrow comes and my race is done, there's no one else but you. There's no one else but you.
Tune in every Monday morning at 6:53 a.m. in This Morning for Living Well, a feature that promotes healthy living by giving you tips on how you can improve the quality of your life. You're always on the go, and you may not have the time to learn how to take care of yourself. So share a few minutes with us every Monday morning at 6:53 and listen to Living Well on This Morning.
Living Well is brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way. There's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you wanna see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold.
And I believe that's a very good one right there. This is the Talk Up With Radio show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. And of course, you are listening to the voice of Nicholas Williamson. And of course, we're all about bringing vibes and a bag of things, you know. And a bag of things. And today we're also here with, let's call me like a co-host for today. You know, we're here with Jason Tomlinson. Jason, how you doing?
I'm good enough.
Yeah, how was the week?
Well, school is school.
School is school.
But we're grateful. We're happy to be here.
Most definitely. I'm happy that you are also here with us today. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're always happy to have you here listening to us on the Talk Up With Radio show. And we're here in our What Say You segment now. So we're going to hear what's going on. We're going to just talk about the things a little bit. So we know that the administration of the 2024 PEP examination, that is the primary exit profile test for grade 6, began on February 22nd, 2024 with the sitting of the ability test, right? They have an ability test, guys. They have an ability test. Grade 6 students will sit the performance task on March 20 and the 21st, March 20th and 21st of 2024, and the curriculum-based test on April 24 and the 24th and 25th, right there. So, of course, we want to do a quick shout out to all PEP students because, listen, first of all, Jason, I want to ask you, what was GSAT era like for you, though?
Because it's something so relevant. GSAT was just a bunch of multiple choice questions where you could have sought a couple papers, and looking back at it, that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And you got through. You did what you needed to do to come through. The only thing that was probably the problem was communication task, where that was subject to your imagination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then me here say them have ability tests and performance tests. What are you testing my ability to do?
Yeah, well
you
to
get what I mean?
comprehend.
To comprehend. No, man. And then my performance? I feel
listen.
like it's a lot more complicated, while I understand the necessity for it.
Yes.
Because sending kids to a space where their performance was graded based on their ability to SWAT isn't
that's
necessarily,
absolutely that's what I'm about to say.
you know what I mean, isn't fair. Because you have good swatters, but you have people who
have excellent swatters like myself
who understanding and comprehending information isn't their best strong suit. You know what I mean? So I see the necessity for it now.
I kind of like PEP. Just the idea of PEP.
Yeah, the idea is good.
The idea of PEP, meaning, because I would have seen, like, I have a sister now, and she is in grade 5, and believe me, when I see the things that she comes home with, it allows for you to really think. Right, I didn't think about it back then. Like, I didn't have them thinking if you do.
You didn't have to.
Then. Yeah, we didn't have to. But of course, I saw a probability question. I was like, man, they're asking about Mary and John. I know Mary do this and Mary do that. And it's like, Mary, you know right to know. You know right, Mary.
But John wicked, yeah.
But it really allowed for you to think. And that was what I was really looking at, and even just some of the questions that they would have put on just the whole English language and having them do now. And I'm like, wow, this is really calling for critical thinking, and I think that is the way forward. Because listen, no longer will it just basic thinking help.
No.
Because we have, as young people, we're all about innovation, and I think now more than ever, because we have just the use of technology at our hands. And ChatGPT, we have just the whole formulating of ideas from just the system. We need to see some persons come up with those new ideas, innovative ideas, and allowing for critical thinking with PEP really does that. I think, because listen, when I hear about Mary did this, and I was like, take with this from that, and I was like, listen, Mary can't. How much people take apple from? But
when I looked at some GSAT papers that I did and like a PEP question from last year, critical thinking is necessary. It's just that now the persons who helped you study for GSAT were your parents.
Yeah.
And some parents aren't as critical thinker, as critically able to think as they want you to assist you with some of these homework problems, and that's what kind of caused some stir in some families that I know. But it forces teachers to become a little bit more proactive.
Yeah, it does. But it also forces you too, as the parent, to kind of become
you have to come play a game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I remember I saw this mother who had her child did PEP, and she was like, "Listen, she got papers, she researched stuff, to help the child, because listen, it's all about passing and having them understand just the very same. So it doesn't only stop with the teachers. Your parents also play an integral role in that regard."
I wish it was 2 + 2 again, though.
listen. Then we get it. I think they will soon get algebra in PEP. But listen,
and 2 + 4, and
but I think it's all good, just the very same. So we want to big up all those students who did PEP. To all your, if it's that you have a sibling, you can put them out in the chat, or you have a niece, a nephew, somebody who did PEP, who you're very proud of at this point in time. You say, continue to do well. All right. So I asked the question about which grade 6 examination that you did, but I know for a lot of persons before our time did common entrance. I heard a lot of rumors about common entrance.
Big up mommy every time.
Grandma, big up for it all the time.
Yeah, for searching a newspaper for your thing. No,
listen, thank you Jesus, thank you Lord, because listen, I think common entrance, when I look at common entrance, I remember watching this thing called, I think it was 1973 play that they had. 1973. Oh yeah, and that was Oliver Samuel and some of the others.
I'm too young for that one.
And there was a song in it. There was a song in it that said, "We can take common entrance." Someone was right. I think it was so catchy to me. I think David, you know that song?
No, exactly.
But there's this song. If you know the song, people, you know the strips. We can take common entrance, and it was like a big thing then. And students had to wait. I know if it weren't, okay enough for the teachers to do common entrance, they had to wait and something like that, to do common entrance. But it was something.
I don't know. Kudos to the people that did it. You didn't have much of a choice, but to sit in anticipation for my grades on a public platform, you crazy.
And know that everybody's going to see it too.
Me even want nobody know if my pass or fail. Me question them no.
But they can look. They can look to see if you pass or you fail.
My granny a country can know before me, because me nah buy no paper. Yeah.
Listen, but no joke. I remember my days doing GSAT though. David just told me a while ago that he was the second batch of student to the GSAT. So we have a history maker here with us.
Yo.
Because he did it. But I was the final set to do GSAT too. So we have start and finish and did in that regard.
Wow.
But I remember when I was doing GSAT though, and just how time consuming it was, meaning just the preparation
every Saturday.
For me, every Saturday, even Sunday.
Sunday we miss church for go extra class.
Exactly.
Maths and English was a must. Science and social studies we have to get to 90s.
That's right.
You understand?
That's it right there.
I have to big up my parents for ensuring me did go to them class.
Listen, hey, I remember when I had to be there on a Saturday, we used to have to get cup soup and had to purchase stuff, and it was all a fun moment and a fun time too.
Oh my God.
But it was also play and work, because they were believing the philosophy all play and no work make that a little boy.
I mean, lots of memories were made.
It was definitely made.
These
I remember I swat a lot, man. I remember I went, I printed the past papers and I did them and I did them and I did them and I did them until I realized at one point they just asked me the question, I could just breathe off the top of my head.
No. It was more like you asked me the question, I'm gonna tell you the answer is C.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this question 20 times already. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. But for sure, because that's a huge thing too, But when I study, and people need to understand, it's that study tip right here. So when you're studying multiple choice, please do not only study the letters, because they'll change up the letters on you. Or just also study the answers, because when you know the answers, it's better for you to apply it to your life, and it will stick with you longer. It will help.
If we're being real, come on,
pretty real.
We're gonna remember the letter first.
And people, I want to just kind of mash up the thing that they say. If you're in doubt, when in doubt, pick C.
Nothing don't go so. I don't know who come up with that.
The teachers know about it now.
I don't know who come up with that, but them planning for you.
The
so they're
teachers
gonna
know
put
about
a
it now.
trick question and expect you to put C, and the answer is not.
Exactly. So C is not always the way to go, although you see it. But C is not always the way to go. The teachers know the trick now. They know it. They know say C now. Look, for some I can put the wrong answer.
For real.
At C. So them not put the right answer at C anymore. So I'm just I don't know. Teachers not to step on your toes. But big up on yourself always. You're very you're an integral role to just learning, and we appreciate you always. Right. So an important point to note is that the grade 5 PEP assessment for performance task is scheduled to happen for June 5th and the 6th, 2024, and grade 4 PEP assessment performance task is scheduled for June 19th and the 20th, 2024. So I was looking at the fact that this is not only done in one sitting too. You do it from grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. So it is not like one exam is banked on just your overall performance. So it gives a student to work up the potential, and I think it's really good, because over time I always am fascinated with the mind, meaning I think persons are sometimes late bloomers, and oftentimes they maybe do well in grade 6 than they would have done in grade 4 based on just overall comprehension, and I think this gives them just the stages to work up the ladder. I
mean, I feel it makes the transition to high school a lot easier.
It does.
Because you're working the brain from the 4th grade all the way up to the 6th.
That's true.
And then when I come to first form, it's not like, oh, no swatting, we have to learn something new. No, it's, man, continue on that path, that trajectory of critical thinking.
But if it is that, though, since we're talking about just transition, we're going to talk about a little bit more about that.
Right.
But before we get into that, though, like, if you could give, because I know examination times are coming up for university students. Listen, they have the mid-semesters going on right now. I know for primary school students, they had the PEP going on, vice versa. And for high school students, I think they're having, I don't know, probably, I think it's a time for mid-semesters overall.
Midterm stuff, or,
look up PEP
SBAs and things.
SBAs for Cape for CXC and Cape students. All that is happening now, and I'm sure everybody's gearing towards preparing for those examinations. Some it's slated in May, some slated in this current time now, and some April, happening now, just the very same. What are some of your tips? Like, what are your overall tips? Like 5 tips that worked for you when you were doing school.
You have to be able to tell or identify when you're procrastinating, because I mean sometimes you'll trick yourself.
Hello, I've been tricking myself every time. And I line with that.
You have to be disciplined in order to say no to certain things. Your friends are going out, you want to play a game, you have to be able to tell yourself and to say, yo, no, I need to zero in. Third, you must identify where you are in your syllabus. You have to.
That's true.
That's the only way you can properly gauge how much work you need to put in, how much more work is left to do, stuff like that. 4, communicate with your friends and your teachers about stuff that you don't understand.
Okay, that's very important.
I mean, no man is an island, and trust me, you're not the only one who doesn't understand. Sometimes some teachers, they themselves, it took them a while to understand it, to tell you, to teach it to you. And 5, and we're in the age of technology now, YouTube is your best friend.
It is.
Let we even go road crash course chemistry.
You better make it
all of the money we do IT.
Yes.
The language barrier is there for the Indians, but listen, YouTube is your best friend.
I love when you touch on the language barrier for
for certain, no, for TD, maths, pure maths. If
it's
you're
all there.
It's all there.
It's all
Trust
there.
me.
I think it's better now than before, meaning accessibility. Because I remember talking to a teacher, one of my lecturers, they were like, listen, when I was back in my days, I had to go to the library and I had to go there and look for books and this and that. And we have it at our fingertips now. And so the Minister of Education are really promoting a lot of ebooks.
Right.
No,
right.
so you have them at your fingertips to say, all right, I don't have to go to the actual library. No, I'm not saying you should go to the library for an experience. Please do.
You should, please.
Because I'll be asking a young man just the other day, have you ever been to the library? He's like, what?
I'm not gonna lie.
Have you ever been to the library?
I've been to the library just because I needed that space. Being in a space where people are working, it helps.
Yeah.
Because it kind of forces you to look around and say, Jano, everybody else at work.
You're
So
working.
you have to work too. You know what I mean? Kind of lose out the foolishness what you want to do. But I've been to the library. It does help with case studies and finding some hardcore material.
So that's university life.
That's university life.
What about like high school? Have you ever been to the library in high school?
Glenmere High School, big up yourself. We did have a library. We did go there to study in sixth form. But
that's great.
It wasn't, and we weren't always told to go to the library, or it wasn't something that's propagated because it sounds boring.
Yeah.
You go to the library to do what?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I
And then now we have devices. We can bring our devices in and do our IAs and Google whatever we need to.
Yeah.
What me I go to the library for?
But it's important though, people, for the experience. Please though, you go to the library because there are books there, and I think it helps. For me, it really helps when you can't be able to have access to just the physical hands-on copy. Because I've been making notes on my laptop, and tutus with the laptop crash, it gone.
I feel like that's one of the most depressing things that has ever happened to me. I do an assignment upon my laptop, and then I just wake up the next morning and turn on.
Gone.
Oh my God. And with teachers, them hardcore, them not accept that because you did supposed to do it in your book.
It's like you said, my dog ate my homework. That's the excuse that it might look like to them. But I'm all for really encouraging persons to go to the library because I've heard a lot of young people today ask them, you go to the library? And I'm like, no, for what? I'm going to the library for what? And I think it's just that space. It allows, even if in a bright, it probably just, the wind probably blow up here and make you feel like a bright. And you obviously some people you can ask 2 questions. It allows for you to learn because as human beings, we are always placed in the position to learn. It helps us to grow as individuals because you can really hear somebody who is really not, can differentiate. And I think it's one of the most distinguishing factors that you can have now today as a young person to be able to just say, okay, I know I've read, you ever talk to somebody and they be like, I read this article just the other day. And it was talking about young people in South Africa and this and that. And it sounds, you're like, oh my God, this sounds so brilliant.
We call them people as stuck up people.
No, man.
I joke. That's an advantage.
It is,
trust me.
And believe me, you can go into any room and start a conversation. Well, it depends if the person read the book. You see what I'm saying? But if it's a relatable conversation, if it's a relatable conversation, believe me, Jason. For example, everything's happening now in local elections, blah blah blah, yada yada yada.
No, people start looking at you different. People will be like,
the Gleaner put out an article just the other day, stating the numbers, and he can cite the numbers.
All of a sudden, all eyes are on you because you have the information, and it's in that moment, it's so relevant. I need to get the context of this material.
And that is where the saying comes in. Knowledge is power.
It is.
It is. Because listen, when a man knows something, and you believe that he knows, and everybody believes that he knows, believe me, all eyes will be turned to that one person. And regardless of you thinking that, that person might not, be there and have power, listen, they still be calling the shot because they are the ones who are really guiding you.
Trust me.
And sharing all
you
that
will
knowledge.
win a lot of battles if you sound like you know what you're saying. You know what I mean?
That's true. Listen, you can't talk to me if you don't know what you say. And that's just Jamaican. And that's Jamaican.
That's Jamaican.
If they feel like say you don't have no little sense, you're not talk with little sense. Jamaican people on YouTube, they know the shreps.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Read a book.
It does help to read a book. It does. So the 5 tips that you should take away today, study tips, because we know you're going into examinations, and that's what we're here for, to help you out as young people, because we have the same problem and the same stress, just the very same like you are. And school is not easy. Stay in school, kids. Nonetheless, do not procrastinate. Ask teachers for help.
Must be disciplined.
Identify
where you are in the syllabus so you can study properly.
Yes, so write it down. You can write it down on somewhere. Please do. And of course, believe me, we are going to definitely move forward like that. It's going to be just a pace that you continue to grow and evolve and feel bright. The best thing to do is feel bright, and it always helps to be bright in a room. So we're going to run to a quick break, but though I want you to stick and stay with us because we're going to come back in a conversation with Jason, because you hear him talk already. You hear him talk. Believe me, you're going to want to hear what he has to say for just, for the whole transitional conversation. So this is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, a youth-led Talk Up Youth production. Stay tuned for more Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth.
Talk Up Youth, man. Talk Up Youth. Masuko.
Yeah.
I'm made of gold.
And when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place out there for people like you.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
Some cry, some smile, some fight every day. We rise to the top, 'cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, no matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me I go stay rough. Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up your lace. Be smart, don't be a gruff, no. Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says son be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me take up the broom and start sweep the place. 'Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready, 'cause time's getting dreary. Just said don't you worry, I'll be in a hurry. Lord, we got to be ready, 'cause time's getting dreary. So we pray, we pray, we pray.
Indeed, we pray. And we did pray this Saturday didn't reach because listen, we didn't wait for Saturday to come because the week was just so long, and we are glad to just be here and just enjoy the weekend. How you enjoying the weekend, people on YouTube, people who are listening to my voice? I hope you're feeling good enough. And as we always do on a Saturday, when Mr. Scarlett is here, Damon is here, we always say, wherever the soup is at, we can stop by. But it has never happened, It never happened. We never tell someone, we never call you. We always say, listen, people helping us and just carry like a soup because we know soup cook on Saturday and we can help out with a little soup. But nobody not call we, man. But of course, I'm gonna make appeal again to you all, despite not having nobody call at all. I know them say try until it happens. Right. So people on YouTube or wherever you are, please note, we're always open to just come for soup. If you cook soup, just tell which part of the pot there we can reach, right, Jason?
No, call me. If you don't want to call them, call me.
Listen,
I will come.
I'll come too. We'll come.
Me carry my own soup cup and everything. Trust me.
I'll carry a dish. You see that's I'll carry a dish. Don't worry yourself. I'll make you feel special while at it too.
Right.
This is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show. You are listening to the number one, I'll dare to say the number one youth radio show in Jamaica. That is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. And of course, I am Nicholas Williamson. And alongside me here today, alongside me here today is Jason Tomlinson. And we're going to talk to him a little bit, today, because today's show is really centered around transitions. And as we said earlier, transitioning is very important, to every individual. It's a thing that we do, regardless of us knowing that we're actually doing it. Whether from being just job to job or from school to school, or just really ascertaining that maximum qualification to be able to just matriculate. It also just speaks to transitioning. And today that conversation is going to be very helped out and heard from by Jason, just the very same, because of course, as I've read before, Jason is, very, 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 very talented. He went to the Glenmore High School, also UA, and he is a current photographer, and he's just, bouncing with intelligence and energy from this side over here. So, Jason, how you doing, though? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. We give thanks for life, and God be praised.
That's it right there. God be praised always. Jason, I want to talk to you about transitioning, because we heard that you did Glenmore, you went to UA, the photography. But I want to ask you, though, how smooth would you say your transitions were as overall in life when you look at it?
Well, I still go to UA.
Okay.
By the way, but transitions were a little, they were a little weird, because what I wanted to do wasn't approved by, or they weren't facilitative of what I really wanted to do from a creative standpoint. But my transitions, nonetheless, because I continued with the tradition, sciences and stuff, they were all right. They were okay for the average person.
Yes.
I just wish somebody was there to kind of hold my hand and to direct me as to how best to facilitate the creative side of me while pursuing the academic side of me.
Yeah, that's a brilliant point. Oh, I like that.
I wish somebody was there to hold me, because it's like you have to pick one. It felt like I had to pick one and sacrifice one for the other, which I learned later on. I really didn't have to. I could have decided from the get-go, hey, I'm going to be a creative, and this is the direction I'm going to take. It can involve school, it may not, but there are certain skills and life lessons that you will obtain at university and in high school at sixth form that are necessary even if you're just gonna be a creative.
Oh, brilliant. And I never looked at it in that way, but it's cool. I like it. Meaning, what was that transition like, though, when you talk about, what do you study? What are you currently studying?
No, I study entertainment and cultural entrepreneurship management at the UW. It's a course at Humanities and Education.
Okay, brilliant.
Initially, when I started, I was doing ComSci.
Oh.
So you see that?
Oh, I see the jump.
Oh, okay.
I see the jump for real.
Yeah.
But did it feel at all, though, because did it put you in that space to wonder, is this like what I should be doing?
For sure. I mean, especially because I started doing photography from I was in high school, and I'd like to say I was pretty good at it. And I came to university, and a lot more opportunities opened themselves up to me, and it became more than just, oh yeah man, I'm doing this for fun, or I'm doing this for whatever. This was something that I wanted to continue doing every day. I feel great waking up taking up my gear, going to a job in Portland, in Mobay, and wherever it is. It's fun.
Yes.
And the more, and I'm getting paid for it. That's the important part. No, I have to talk about it because
like that.
Your African feet. That was my mom's greatest concern. Doing something creative. Unfortunately, in Jamaica, we don't have a system to pay creatives, but doing something creative can lead to starvation.
Oh, that's true. I know, but I just know I'm looking at it in that regard because I oftentimes hear creatives be like, especially persons who do plays and stuff like that. They always try to market themselves in a way, and they're like, "Listen, we could do 10 plays, and if it's that people don't come out, listen, that's the thing." But it always looks deep at the industry in a sense where it has to continuously be blooming and just evolving over time and just appealing to people too. But aside from that though, because I always hear persons ask the question about just knowing where you are, where you want to be in life. And did your transition at all help you with just knowing where you, or just taking a back seat and saying, I want to be here and how am I going to get here? Was it ever clear to you?
I was in the COVID era. So in sixth form, when I was about to leave to go to university, that's when COVID came.
Right.
So of course, everybody's path was gloomy in that period because nobody knew. I mean, everybody's like, yeah man, when this done, after the 2 weeks, and them say, yeah man, those 2 weeks holiday, I come back. Everybody's like, yeah man, we're going back straight to university. For 1 year, we were unsure of the path. Thankfully, my dad and I, we decided to make use of the niche that existed to do like streaming and stuff like that during the COVID period.
Brilliant.
So I already knew by doing these things, this is the direction that I want to go into. I definitely want to wake up every day with that camera in my hand or in the creative side of the world. So was it easy to identify just before COVID? Absolutely not. No. I was going to go to some college overseas and study electrical engineering or computer science or something like that. That was the plan for me.
Oh, wow.
And then doing that transition where you apply for schools and you select and you finalize your documents, you realize, and then COVID was that grand opportunity or that game changer for me to say, yo, this is what you really want to do, you know. You've just been trying to please people or, trying to stay in a box that is comfortable. Because traditional work, the pay is comfortable. You know, every day you're going to work 9 to 5 at the end of the month, you're going with your money.
That's true.
And you're good to go. The creative industry is not like that. Although you have safe jobs in the creative industry, you, as a freelancer, you determine how much money you make.
Oh, so it's all up to you, right? And just up to the opportunities that you get and how you make your way. That's brilliant. I think that's a very good point that you made because I was also COVID era doing CSEC at that time, and I didn't really know what exactly that I wanted to do. I'm sure you could ask anybody who's about to talk up you today. And I remember when I asked, the person were like, "What are you going to study at university?" And I was like, "I don't know. I really don't know what I want to study." And I was between several things because I kind of did a bit of everything. Meaning, I did a bit of business, I did a bit of social, did a bit of the writing subjects.
Right,
a mixture of everything, look at business and
melting
everything.
pot type of thing.
So it was everything because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then when the time came around now for me to pick my subjects and or what exactly, not subjects, but what I wanted to do at university.
Concentration.
And I was like, wow, what's going to happen? And then you looked at the whole talk about money. Do you have enough money to do this? Do you love it? Is it something that your family wants for you to do or you want to do? And I think that's the never-ending question that persons might have. So my question to you before we run to the break is, well, I think probably we need to take the break, but I just want to answer this in a nutshell and then we'll come back with it. How important it is for you to be prepared for your transition?
No, extremely. People who are prepared for these things, we're going to go to the break, as you said, but people who take the time to prepare for your transitions are better off in the future. Knowing that you want to be this in the end. trust me, the process to get there is never gonna be easy. But you see, once you've fallen in love with whatever it is you want to be, the process is not gonna be simple, but you're gonna be like, yeah, man, worth it, easy.
Good. Yeah, and that's a brilliant point, because really, I always say, if you don't love what you're doing, it doesn't make sense.
It don't make no sense. You're gonna depress.
You're gonna transition a little more.
All of them movie the way you see with the husband and the wife depressed when they get up for go to work. It is a reality.
It is true.
People are tired of going to work in the mornings. I don't really feel like that all the time. You know what I mean?
You don't feel like that?
Not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes it is a little frustrating, but
you love what you do, and that's it. I get up coming Saturday morning, no joke. David said, "Give it 10 years, give it 10 years." But I'm not going to. I'm not going to receive that, because I want to get a reward and be like, listen.
No, I've been doing photography for more than 10 years now.
Oh, really?
No, for sure. I started photography seriously in second form. I did my first wedding in second form.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. The hours of whatever. Trust me. I believe me, I know. After the first 10 years, you're going to be like, Jano, but it's like a marriage.
It becomes like a routine.
You understand? But that's your responsibility to not make it become a routine. Trust me.
Okay.
Whatever industry you're in, whether if it's creative or not, there is a component where you can step outside the box. You can create something that's new, fresh, vibrant. People can buy into it. Trust me.
Yeah. So when you love it, believe me, you're going to go above and beyond. You're passionate for it. So listen, we're talking about transitioning right here at Talk Up Youth Radio Show at Nationwide 90 FM. And believe me, you want to stick and stay. Don't move a muscle, because, of course, you're going to ask some questions and, talk about some of the things that you have in your head that you don't say out loud about just transitioning, through life and just through different stages. And we're here to kind of just talk to you about it and just kind of bring what you said, to everybody so we can discuss. And you say, oh, man, I've looked since we never did wrong. Right? So we're going to run to a break for Midday News. Stick and stay for Midday News, because, of course, we need to know what is happening in the world. And listen, it helps with conversation when you know what's happening in the world, right?
Yeah.
We said that before. And it helps with transitioning to marketing yourself to the right people. So this is the Talk Up With Radio Show. We'll soon return. Don't move on. If you're moving, you're going to miss when you come back. Soon come. Talk Up With myself.
Talk Up Youth. Yeah.
Soon come.
Got to be ready, 'cause time's getting dreary. Just said, don't you
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
12 noon.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the World at Noon for this Saturday, March 2, 2024, 16-year-old killed in Westmoreland. The incident reportedly stemmed from a love triangle. Political commentator believes JLP being foolish in claiming victory in Monday's local government elections. MSMEs encouraged by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to apply for support from the DBJ. In regional news, CARICOM calls on the UN to convene an emergency session to ensure Israel complies with its ceasefire order. On the international scene, the US has carried out its first airdrop of aid for Gaza, while in sports, Arnett Gardens welcome Real Mobay in the Jamaica Women's Premier League at the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex this afternoon at 3:30. The details after this. Nationwide News understands that the Westmoreland police are now investigating the shooting death of a 16-year-old girl that reportedly stemmed from a love triangle. According to reports, the shooting took place sometime after 2 this morning in Little London. It has been alleged that the shooting was carried out by the 16-year-old's ex-boyfriend. A man was also reportedly shot during the incident and is being treated at hospital. Stop it, that's the word from public commentator Carl Narcisse to PNP President Mark Golding after Golding's PNP alleged that they won the local government election contrary to the results published by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ. The ECJ is the established authority on electoral matters in Jamaica. According to the ECJ, the Jamaica Labour Party won 7 parishes and the PNP won 5 following the election. However, despite that confirmation from the ECJ, the PNP issued a statement which suggested it won the local government election. Mrs. Narcisse is chiding the PNP and its president for promoting a narrative contrary to the results published by the ECJ. The public commentator says Golding's PNP has without basis undermined trust in the Independent Electoral Authority. There at Mark J. Golding, what constructively is there for the country to gain from your promoting a narrative contrary to the results indicated by the ECJ, wrote Ms. Narcisse. It adds to confusion and undermines trust in the independent authority. Stop, Ms. Narcisse wrote on social media platform X. Political commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang says the governing Jamaica Labour Party is being foolish for claiming victory in Monday's local government elections. The PNP has been able to increase its divisional count from 98 in 2016 to 115 coming out of Monday's poll. The JLP went into the elections with 130 divisions but came out with 113. According to Mr. Chang, the JLP underperformed and has no right to brag. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, following the final count of ballots cast in 228 electoral divisions, says the JLP won in 7 parishes: Portland, St. Thomas, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne and Clarendon. The EOJ says the opposition PNP won in 5 parishes: St. Mary, Hanover, Westmoreland, Manchester and St. Catherine. The EOJ says there was a tie in the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation KSAMC, with the PNP and JLP each winning 20 divisions. By virtue of winning the popular vote in the KSAMC, it is the PNP that will choose the next mayor of Kingston. The JLP will select the deputy mayor. Mr. Chang says the PNP has every right to brag, but it all boils down to semantics.
The PNP has every right to brag because they won a moral victory. Who claims the actual victory doesn't really matter, it doesn't change anything. But the PNP can brag because everybody knows they outperformed the expectations big time. The JLP underperformed, and if the JLP keeps with this foolish argument of trying to make what is a dismal performance and claim it's a victory, well, they're going to just make matters worse for themselves. They need a post-mortem. Why did we so badly underperform expectations? Something went wrong. The PNP did something right. This is just semantics. It's not even worth fighting over, but at least it's better to fight with words than bullets, as I say.
Political commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang. Both of the major political parties have signaled their intention to file magisterial recounts in relation to the February 26th local government election. The People's National Party said Friday that it is contemplating a magisterial recount in the Cornwall Mountain, one of its 5 divisions in Westmoreland Central. According to the election results from the Electoral Office of Jamaica, the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate Dornette Foster won the division, polling 1,497 to the PNP's Abigail Malcolm with 1,470. The vote difference between them is 27. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Labour Party JLP said it is filing a magisterial recount for the Kentire division in St. Andrew East Rural. The division went to the People's National Party's Vivian Brown Bond, who got 1,319 votes. The GLP's Calvin Clark received 1,287 votes, a difference of 32 votes. The country's micro, small and medium-sized enterprises (MSMEs) are being encouraged by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to apply for support from the Development Bank of Jamaica (DBJ) to innovate their operations. Mr. Holness made the call while delivering the keynote speech at the launch of Horton Pharmacy's prescription medication management system at the Gulfview Hotel in Hatfield, Manchester on Thursday, February 29. The DBJ, through its Boosting Innovation, Growth and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem program, provides grants to enable entities to integrate technology to grow their businesses. Mr. Holness said the DBJ will assist and encourage clients through the application process. It was further noted by the Prime Minister that there are also grants for people who are developing apps, games, animation and other areas that are included under the program. The Boosting Innovation, Growth, Entrepreneurship Ecosystem is a government 5-year project valued at $25 million, which is being executed over a 5-year period from September 2020 to March 2025. It has the objective of promoting sustainable and robust growth among startups and MSMEs. It also helps businesses transition to digital systems through grants to upgrade computer systems and business processes to ensure efficient customer service and data systems. Horton's Pharmacy benefited from support under the program to launch its mobile app. The DBJ is an important catalyst for growth, and it literally supports businesses, said the Prime Minister. Group Chairman of Dream Entertainment Limited, Kamal Banki, says the arrival of a 24-hour entertainment zone in the island is a step in the right direction. The 24-hour zone will be accomplished with the renovation of the Jam World Entertainment Complex in Portmore, St. Catherine.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. Obviously, hopefully there's a lot more and we can articulate what could look like potentially, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. I am truly grateful that the Governor General has publicly acknowledged our prowess in the entertainment field globally and is seeking to enhance that by creating spaces where it can thrive and flourish in a way that is, commensurate with our entertainment landscape.
Governor General Sir Patrick Allen announced the development of the entertainment zone while delivering the throne speech in February to mark the ceremonial opening of Parliament. Mr. Banki says the complex will provide a number of opportunities for Jamaicans to earn revenue.
For me, I welcome the opportunity to go later, go longer, and of course that means that people have an opportunity to earn from the creative sector 24 hours a day, because of course the creative sector does not necessarily function within the general concept of the 9 to 5. You can have events happening in the morning, can have events in the afternoon, and of course the night time without an issue of breaching the law. And that's one of the core principles that I see remedied here, because obviously, if you are in the dead of nowhere in a farm in Clarendon and you're playing music at 3 a.m, technically the police could come and say turn off the music as per the noise abatement.
Kamal Banki, Group Chairman of Dream Entertainment Limited, he was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Friday. And now to news in the region. The 15-member Caribbean Community CARICOM has called on the United Nations to convene an emergency session to ensure Israel complies with its ceasefire order. A press statement from CARICOM heads of government on Friday said the organization deplores the fact that Israel has flouted the resolutions of both the UN General Assembly and the UN Security Council calling for a ceasefire, as well as the provisional measures ordered by the International Court of Justice, ICJ. According to the release, the community therefore calls on the United Nations General Assembly to invoke its powers under UN General Assembly Resolution 377A, Uniting for Peace, to hold an emergency session and to issue appropriate recommendations to UN member states to collectively impose measures designed to motivate Israel to adhere to its obligations under the said UN resolution and under the ICJ order. And now, on the international scene, the US has carried out its first airdrop of aid for Gaza with more than 30,000 meals parachuted by 3 military planes. The drop was carried out in conjunction with the Jordanian Air Force, the US Central Command said. US sources told the BBC's partner CBS the drop was the first of many announced by President Joe Biden. On Friday, he promised to step up aid to Gaza after the death of over 100 people seeking aid from a convoy on Thursday. C-130s dropped over 38,000 meals along the coastline of Gaza, US Central Command said in a statement. And now to sports. Arnett Gardens welcome Real Midday in the Jamaica Women's Premier League at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex this afternoon at 3:30. In other fixtures, Fraser's Whip play Springers United at Royal Lakes Complex, and Mile Gully Proven Girls, they would lock horns at Mile Gully Community Centre. And now for a recap of the top stories making the world at noon. 16-year-old girl in Westmoreland killed. The incident reportedly stemmed from a love triangle. Political commentator believes GLP being foolish in claiming victory in Monday's local government elections. MSMEs encouraged by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to apply for support from the DPJ. In regional news, CARICOM calls on the UN to convene an emergency session to ensure Israel complies with its ceasefire order. On the international scene, the US has carried out its first airdrop of aid for Gaza. While in sports, Arnett Gardens welcome Real Midday in the Jamaica Women's Premier League at the Anthony Spalding Complex this afternoon at 3:30. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 5 o'clock. However, stay tuned as we go back to Talk Up Youths.
Business owners, are you ready to deep dive into the world of export and investments?
Get ready for an enlightening journey as we explore the factors behind Jamaica's trade deficit. Welcome to the Export Doctrine with Jamaica's Business Ministry, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
This program offers expert export and investment guidance tailored to help companies succeed in local and international markets.
The Export Doctrine was created to empower companies to export and created to teach and empower businesses about the steps you need to take to export and attract investments.
Join us every Thursday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. right here on Nationwide at 5 as your host Tyrone Reed uncovers the secrets behind Jamaica's exports like never before.
Listen as we discover the real issues and explore innovative strategies to turn the tide. The Export Doctrine is the guide to global success. Listen to the blueprint.
Right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Start a fire. Start a fire. Start a fire.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you. They say the sun and I shine for all, but I hear some people work get that by shining at all. These rows of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you call me a liar. Oh no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone, gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I've been gone too long, and I'm hoping that you sing my song, my song. I've been on this road for way too long. I've been hoping that we all get along. These roads of flames are catching a fire.
All right, welcome back to the Talk With Radio Show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us. But, you know, I won't even say a favorite person. It is the one and only legendary out and stunting boss, Nicholas Williamson. On your radios, on whatever dial you're on, whether 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9, whichever one, or YouTube people, big up on the server always. You know, you're hearing my voice today. And alongside me today is the one and only, I just use one and only, you know, because I'm really is the one and only person today. And that is no other person than Jason Tomlinson. And today we're really talking about the whole conversation on transitioning and how important, you know, transitions are and how necessary it is, you know, just to our daily lives. And it's something that happens every single day, whether we notice it or not, you know, whether in simple stages, whether just simple, you know, moment it happens. It oftentimes happens. It happens every single day because we as individuals, we as human beings evolve every single day. So we're talking about, you know, talking to Jason just about transitioning and just his transition, you know, in different aspects of his life because he went to the Glenmuir High School. He is a current year student who is pursuing
entertainment and culture, entrepreneurship,
and all of that niceties. And also, he is a photographer and a digital marketer, I believe. You know, all that niceties right there. So, last question that we asked him a moment ago, before we went to the break, we asked Jason a moment ago, was how important is it, to prepare? Is it important to be prepared for your transition overall? And he was giving a response to that. Could you just reiterate that point for me, Jason, before we go any further?
Oh no, it is extremely important to prepare for the transition that's going to come in the future. I mean, it allows you to better make decisions,
yes.
and as long as you are preparing for the transition and it's not your parents preparing for it, I mean, it makes the decision making going forward more intentional and more purpose driven.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So of course,
it's important. It's definitely important too. And as I said before, just a moment ago, it gives also that peace too. Meaning, I have to shut up and kill myself because listen, we wouldn't know what we're doing or not prepared for the transition at all. Sometimes wonder if this is the right move. Oftentimes, and because we're hearing so much things from auntie, uncle, friend, whoever there, because everyone growing up, somebody said, you'd be a good person to the radio, you'd be a good person to the marketing, you'd be a good lawyer, you'd be a good doctor. And one woman said, oh, I live so nice and I want to should do that. Which one am I supposed to do?
Listen, I pray you find what you want to do and not what auntie and uncle tell you.
Exactly.
Trust me.
And it took a moment, it took a while for me to say, okay, this is what I really want to do.
Exactly.
And at one point, it even felt as though I didn't even know. I was like, did I make the right decision or not? And that's sometimes at the back of person's head. I asked persons on YouTube before to kind of just put out there, some of those questions that you might have about transitioning. And of course, we'll probably tackle them along the way. Jason, we want to really ask you though, at what age for you did you know actually, your specific goal, like the end goal of it all?
That's a difficult question to ask because I knew I wanted to be creatively active from high school. That's probably like 11, 12. But I never finally decided or knew that, yeah, man, this is going to be what I'm going to do every day or for most of the time that I'm here until probably sixth form, upper six, first year university. Because even from second form going up, there was no real environment to foster any creative knowledge or anything like that. You're just going straight. Yeah, man, my dad was an electrical engineer and I had some engineering, ingenuity and whatever. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the engineering thing. We're doing the sciences, physics, TD, chemistry, bio. We're going straight for that. That's the direction we're going. When we are fail, we are make sure we are do enough. When it comes down to like C-Sec and stuff, we say, yeah, man, that's our final. That was the destination. But it took a while before I was confident enough to say, this is what I'm going to do. It took a very long time.
Yeah, that's the thing for most persons, though. I think even just relishing and just looking at the opportunities that we have and accomplishments that we would have had now. For example, I would tell a man, say, when I get an opportunity or something happens or an accomplishment happens to me, I'd call it a big one. It's not like I linger on it for long.
No,
I think it's just it's a natural thing. You know, we don't linger on it for long. We just move or say, okay, next day.
I mean, especially for guys, we're not allowed to linger in these things for a long time. We're just, yeah, man, big up yourself and we'll move on. That's just it.
No joke. And I think that's a problem sometimes though, because it helps. It shows really though that there is not a clear, defined goal. Meaning, sometimes we have an idea of what is it that we want or what we want to accomplish, but it's not laid out. Meaning, I for one, still up to this very present today, cannot put it like on a full-on board saying 1, 2, 3, this is what I want to do. No, I probably have an idea.
I know people who have and are doing that, and kudos to them because they're great. Them know say from the get-go, them see this and this them want, and these are the steps to get there. Those people have decided to not reinvent the wheel. Them not go based on something that already exists.
My.
Most of them.
Yeah,
they have a few that are different.
Yeah.
But most of them are like, yeah man, doctor, this is what is necessary to be a doctor. And once I follow these steps, I'm gonna become a doctor. And the money is, I want to use the word sure, but it did it. You understand?
It did.
You know, man?
Yeah, but for real though, I love that point that you made, because we really don't. And some persons who do have it panned and locked together, and I make it feel like John Star, what for me? You know, I mean, I have it long and pad. I want to have it lock and pad like that, you know. And at one point I felt bad because I didn't have it put together, because somebody asked me the question. I went to a function sometime back when I was in high school, and somebody at the function asked me, where do you see yourself, or what goals do you have for the next 10 years? Like, sir, I can't answer that. I don't know anything where God come with, you know, in that moment. And for me, in that moment, I was like, I probably should have make up something, you know. But I was like, I don't know that 10 years down the line, I probably just see myself doing something good and making some money. And he wanted a full-on detailed thing, which I in the moment could not answer, and I felt so bad for that. And other persons were able to answer. And when I heard how they, you know, pan it out, and they're like, I want to go finish my examinations, and when I finish, I want to achieve all grade ones, and then I go to university, and beyond that, and then I see how best I can get scholarship and internship here and there at this organization and that, and they were stating it as is, like how they want it, how it really is. And I was like, man, these people have it patted, and then 10 years on, like, they want to see the name on the building, and I was like, okay, all right.
That's critical though, because it gives you something to work towards. It's like you've identified a purpose and you've decided to write down and structure exactly how you want to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
It forces you to stay focus driven.
Wow.
5-year plan, 10-year plan, those things are very important.
It is.
To know what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. Sometimes when you're going for something new, you may not know how to achieve it.
Yes.
But knowing what you want
is important.
Is essential.
The main point of this, because I'm not saying not everybody is going to be the same to be able to write it down and
Right.
full on objectify.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You won't always know all about it. You won't always have it figured out. And that's just the actual truth. You don't always have it figured out.
They can't live a life based on vibes though.
That's
Vibes,
true. You can't live a life based on vibes too,
can't do
but
the
at
vibes
least
thing.
have an idea of what is it that you want to accomplish,
exactly.
and, you know, kind of see how best that this will be able to help you transition, you know, better. That's better.
Better.
Yeah,
Right,
better.
right, for sure.
So, Jason, we want to ask you this question though before we run to the break again. You know, who or what inspired you to become a photographer?
When I started high school, I mean, my dad used to take photos with a little point and shoot behind the scenes when I was growing up. So I already had that little intuition going on. But when I went to high school, Glenmuir had a club called Photography Club.
Okay.
Later evolved to photojournalism.
Led
by Nathaniel Stewart. He's a photographer at Gleaner and shoots internationally on a bunch of
brilliant.
stuff. But he's really who made me want to. He opened my eyes to the potential of what photography could be. He always curated spaces for us to grow, to practice our craft, and to meet people who could, you know, push us further in this photography thing. He'd take us to events like Rebel Salute, big up Tony Rebel all the time. He'd take us to events in the parish that have to do with JCDC, so that you can have a different experience and know what type of photography you want to go into. We did Hollywell one year, flora and fauna. So he's passionate about it, and he just wanted to create that space for people who want to dive into it, that creative side. You know what I mean?
That's brilliant, and that's true. You know, because I think oftentimes we don't have those things, especially when we are transitioning. I'd say for even university, there are oftentimes, I see sometimes, persons come to different high schools and they probably, say this is what we offer. Or, for example, a university come and say, we're offering this and that and this and that.
Right.
We offer law, la, la, la. But it's important that we have coaching through these decisions. It's very imperative that we have coaching to the decision, because listen, it oftentimes leads you to just be there because you're wondering what to do. But when you have on point access to information, they can read and say, yeah, sir, this I really want to do.
Here's the rough part though, the part that nobody wants to talk about. It kind of rough when grandma or mommy or daddy send you from country, come a town, for you come find out, say, what them did send you come do, and not that you want to do. So, and if we're gonna be real, a lot of older persons, more traditional, are not open to this conversation of, yeah man, I go find out what I want to do. No. Them tell you, or they've created, say, yo, you gotta be a doctor, you gotta be a lawyer, you gotta be a nurse, you gotta be a pediatrician, and them think they sound fancy. And them sound like, because they're what society tells you we need, we are gonna just push you in the direction there. While I encourage parents to evoke purpose in their kids and say, yeah man, this is an avenue that you can take, forcing me to do something, down the long run you're just going to create a sad kid. You know what I mean?
That's exactly true. That's really true. And I think it helps when for any child, bring the things to them. Say, this is what is there.
Possibilities. Right.
You have a lot of careers out there, a lot of professions out there. You can think about this, that, whichever one you like, or whichever one you think that really is good in the future, that will benefit society. I know sometimes die out in the future, but listen, it can be able to be that traditional job in a way, not even traditional, but can be able to bring about some type of stability and sustenance in that regard. But Jason, the big question that I just said a while ago, like, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself I see myself having control over a multimedia company, something that has hands in government and different corporate clients and stuff like that. I want to be fully driving social media marketing, digital media marketing. I want to be impacting young people the way how probably Nathaniel Stewart impacted me, or my former employer Carlisle Grant, how he impacted me, how he showed me the avenues to success. It's not just based on a talent. You must work hard. You must take your time to foster your gift and your talent and nurture it into something that people want. People will buy into. So definitely I see myself being hopefully married in 10 years. Come on.
It's beginning to be,
man. That is it, man. And being able to, as I said, impact youth, young persons who are in high school and younger than me, showing them that there is much more to life than to be a traditional doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is. There are so many avenues that exist outside of those traditional barriers. Trust me.
Yeah.
And you can create your own niche.
Yeah, that's true.
You can create a product that people want, and people will pay for it.
Yeah, they will. That's true. I love that. It all helps with just really analyzing who you are as an individual.
Right.
What you are really, 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 really generally passionate about. Something that you want. You can be the next Albert Einstein or somebody or somebody who really, the next Mark Zuckerberg.
No, serious. All
Listen,
those persons started out in somebody's garage.
Hey, listen.
So,
okay.
What I feel like we're far-fetched.
Not at all. And we encourage you really to just put yourself, in that position to be able to also be open to change too. Because sometimes we have the plan, very stick to the plan, and it's very there. and sometimes opportunities come that can better us, but we'll be like, no, it's not part of the plan. You know, but it really, no joke, allows for you to not only just be in that space, but maybe can you link it to that very one person, like a Jason. You see, I talk about like a Jason.
Nah, man,
you know, who is
real.
going to be one day a owner of a multi-million-dollar organization.
Just cool.
You know,
Just
them things there. And we're all here pushing that, and it helps really to know about what is it that, or just kind of be prepared about the transition that you're about to take. So you gotta write them stuff down. I dare you and challenge you today. Write some stuff down. You know, what is it I see I want to do, and you know, what would the transition look like from here to there? Or if it's that you can't write it down, but you can think about it, okay, just think about it a little bit. Jason, could you really encourage any young person? No, you know, just really about their dreams. They have aspirations, they have goals overall, and oftentimes at the back of their mind is that doubt saying, you can't do it, you know, or maybe this is just not for you, you know, or maybe what if this is going to make me money, you know, or maybe, you know, this might does not be for me, or maybe what other persons might think, you know, because just the other day I was talking to somebody, a guy, and he's like, I wanted to be a nurse. When I was growing up, but him can't tell nobody say I'm a nurse because, you know, nurses normally females normally be nurse. But I'm like, listen, males are a nurse now too.
I have cousins overseas who are nurses.
Yeah.
So,
males are nurses too, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, so sometimes, you know, in the back of your head is friends and what people might think, oh, me I'm a nurse. You know, people think something wrong with that as a male. Nothing is wrong with that. Yes, and you're getting money. and aside from that, if it is that it is your passion, you'll be able to do the job so well that it might attract persons who you never thought it would. So, Jason, could you encourage somebody along that line who have the thought, the dreams, the goal, the aspirations there, but are really battling that thought, those thoughts?
I will say a few things. I will say one, first and foremost, be true to yourself. Don't allow external factors or persons who may say they have your best interest at heart, but they don't know how much you're willing to work on this for it to be successful. Don't make people discourage you. Don't make other things that you don't believe in influence your decision making. Them thing that we don't encourage that. Don't sell out your thing to no short term goal. Better me struggle for a year and make it than somebody sell me something in a 1 month, and then after the month I reach out, I lose it after. Because the lessons you learn in that year will help you to keep the money after. Trust me. If you just short come and get it in a 1 month. I will say, if you have a dream and you want to pursue it, you have to want it more than anybody else. I have a friend, his name is Salith. Well, he's now in England studying art and drama, like to acting and drama. Which Jamaican I go all the way to England, left them here that Jamaica go study acting. Them mother money go study. Are you crazy? My mom would never pay for that. But it's a dream that he had, and he wanted it, and he wanted it more than anybody else, and he worked so hard for it, and he got it. So there is nothing impossible.
Nothing
in this day and age. It don't far-fetch. And it's not just about talent. Hard work beats talent every time, every single time. And I've seen that happen. I may have become complacent in my own photography journey, and people when me know couldn't take picture none at all of a sudden them a climb the ranks with me, and I'm looking like, yo, what's happening? Because them spend hours a night, them spend hours I practice them craft, hours I watch videos, hours I take photo shoots for free. Trust me, if you put time and effort into what it is you want, you will get it. And there will come a time when the naysayers will come around. This is when it will test your mental strength. And unfortunately, most times, at least for me, the naysayers tend to come within your circles of people you can't get rid of, like your family. Them want the best for you, believe me. But because of their limited knowledge of what can be, they will say things they don't mean to deter you. Believe me when I say that you are whatever you want, you are able to achieve it. You are more than capable of doing it. So that when them struggles they forward, you're going to just have to tell yourself, say, yeah man, me want this, and no matter what you want to tell me, respectfully, of course, I'm gonna make it out. That's that mental discipline what you need to have for yourself. Nobody else can't have it for you.
Yes. Wow. Love that, man. No joke. Love that. And I want to also just encourage you on that note. Do not be afraid of your transition. Listen, everybody goes through a different stage in life. We all are different human beings. We all have different encounters. We really all have different experiences altogether. And maybe somebody's transition, you and the person might be in the same profession, same thing, same school, what have you, but the person might have, gotten more means to transition before you could or not, you know them ways, because sometimes some people transition before and we think, oh, that's the end of the road. Listen, do not be afraid of it. Do not let others deter you from just your own transition, because sometimes you oftentimes too are afraid to say, oh, I'm going to step out, I'm going to do this. Because some people, they sit down with a sexy subject and them can go university and them things, oh, I'm afraid, I'm not have the money, I'm not have this, I'm not have that. Why not?
Just start.
Just start. It's all about the process. Listen, do not be afraid of it, and also embrace it. Embrace it, love it, because listen, sometimes we are placed in positions that we think that, why am I there so far, God? What am I there so far? And sometimes, believe me,
I tell you, sure.
Believe me, we're there sometimes we transition to some place and we say, God, why am I do this? But guess what? You are always there for a reason. Because listen, everything works together.
I love how they say that people, they need to learn to ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help.
Nothing wrong at all.
And learning from other people's mistakes.
That's true. That's very much true.
Ask for help. The people them at the top, them did they down here with we. Believe.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, man. That's true. And as we're on the topic of, transitioning, and also goals and objectives too, because we talked about that a little bit, and just positioning yourself in that regard to reap that success that you might have harvest. Believe me, we want to look and we want to encourage you, because we're going to look out for you, the next innovator. The next money maker, the next $1 billion company maker. And the next $1 billion, $1 billion lawyer, all the way.
Personality.
There. Yeah, man, no joke. Everywhere.
Can't afford you. Free.
We have to really believe it and receive it in that regard. And do not be afraid to transition. Do not be afraid to set goals. Do not be afraid to go after those things that you want. Because at the end of the day, listen, the only person that can stop you is you. I believe that can go on a shirt. The only person that can stop you is you. and I don't want you to stop yourself today. We're going to run to a quick break, and when we return, we're going to just pick up with, some conversation about how we can, go about making some money. Something like that, I think. And in this ever-changing world, there are means that are put out there that we can be able to, make money. Something like that. Not only traditional route, as Jason said earlier. There are other careers and other places and other professions that persons can really go and succeed too and make money. So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we return, more Talk Up Youth. This is Talk Up Youth Radio Show, a youth-led Talk Up Youth production. Stay tuned for more Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth.
Soon come.
These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you love till you called me a liar. Give God the thanks and praises.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. Here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Reminds me of you. down lightning, thunder in my soul, baby. My heart beats for you only. Every word is true. I'm in love with you.
All right. Listen, this we're singing in here now. Listen, that's a big one from Mortimer, I believe. That has been sung right through just my host. I sang it at weddings and a bag of things. It's a very nice song. I love it. I love it. This is Talk Up Youth Radio Show. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm Nicholas Williamson, and alongside me here today is Jason Tomlinson. And we're just going to talk a little bit more because we were talking transition and goal setting a moment ago. And we're going to talk a little bit about, easy money in Jamaica. There was an episode shared by our Talk Up Youth team at the time when they were on TV. So we're going to play that clip, a little bit of that clip, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more because people think that, listen, money's not in Jamaica. There's not ways to make money. We're going to talk about it a little bit more so we can hear about it, how we can really make easy money, or just the conversation surrounding easy money by our Talk Up Youth team when they're on TV. TV. All right, go ahead and play that, David.
Boss come on, this is Dr. Barry. I just want to encourage all youths out there to support Talk Up Youth. We all as young people have issues in the world with just a concern and a bad way. Why the girl not follow me? Who me have a vote for the next general election? Should I migrate or not? If I buy the shoes there, I put on service for my phone. I joke it up, but a serious thing. So we need to start talk up. So Talk Up Youth. I say, for Talk Up Youth.
Some moments last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.
Talk Up Youth is powered by National Baking Company in association with Cranwater, a Stanley and Empress production, giving the youth a voice.
Talk Up Youth.
So we come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up yourself, the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Music make them know I love we show these youths. We say save the youth, not kill the youth. I build we come for build the youth.
Talk Up Youth encourages all youth to find tangible solutions for their issues. Are you ready for today's show? Today's topic is
build we come for build the youth. Youths in action, Jamaica. We are build the youths there. Talk Up Youth in Jamaica.
The issue of easy or fast money is becoming popular with youths around the world. From scamming to sugar daddies, our cast give their own perspective as well as representing millions of their peers. Check out their issues.
We have to build the youths there. Talk Up Youth in Jamaica.
My issue is, if me not rich this year, next year not pass, cause I'm born as a hustler. The easy money tantrum started off or is given off by music, generally rap and dancehall. It breeds violence, drugs, prostitution.
Picture this, picture that. A 15-year-old girl is unable to go to school because her mom can't afford to send her. So she's at home every day going through the daily chores, the routine, doing her chores in the home. Over a period of time, a 30-year-old man takes interest in her. After a while, they engage in a relationship. Now, many would ask why. Because he finances her education, he buys her clothes, he allows her to live the hype life. Her mother finds out after a period. One would think that a mother would discourage this sort of behavior. But her mother encourages it. Why? Because her mother would in turn benefit. This represents one of the many scenarios that plagues Jamaicans as it relates to easy money. It breeds prostitution levels, as Adrian said. It creates a society in which persons no longer want to work for what they earn. They want to just get it easily. If I know that I can just go on the internet and make money, then people flock to that idea. So that's my issue. No framework is there, and so individuals find it easier to make money through illegal means.
Why go to school for 3 or 4 years to get a degree when me can go do scamming? Why me for do that? Yo, a one call me making and collect 100,000. Why me go sit down up a U or you taking one of them classroom there about 3 years I do studying? Why me for go school and Me can look a girl and make she mind me. Me can get a sugar mama and make she pay all of my bills them. Me can just sit down and go say, yo, I want the money, and that reach to me. Why me for go to school? You mad? That, them life, I can't bother with that. A easy money, my thing there.
You are true, you're talking, Ricardo. My issue with easy money is that it affects the GDP of the country. I know I can get money tomorrow morning, like $10,000 tomorrow morning. Why would I work for the week to get that $10,000? It's easier to get it by tomorrow morning through scamming, prostitution, sugar daddy. A man can man me, I have to go to school for getting education. You get me, I say? So with the easy money, youths are interested in education nowadays. Them don't want to go to school, them don't want to look at work, nothing at all. So money. If you're going to make easy money, have education and working as a priority just the same. You can make easy money legally. Does it have to be illegally?
Whoa. That was something. That was a that was a lot. I first must retract the statement I made earlier. It was not so much how to make easy money, but the problems, the issues with easy money. So let me fix that right there for persons who are listening who might say that sound like we're promoting, them ways to make easy
Don't scam,
money.
guys. Scam is illegal.
That's wrong. But we're here to really speak about the issues of easy money, and as our Talk Up Your team really rightfully said earlier, it was very passionate. Speaking about it, how persons would go about making money. And oftentimes, people always say, oh, as long as I get the money, that's it. It's not so much how I get the money, is what is it. But listen, easy money has been just an issue that has just been prevalent a lot of times. I just call it prevalent in the sense that persons really think that it's okay. And I'm oftentimes sure that the saying that has gotten pretty popular, it's better to work smart than hard. And sometimes, there's always a way how persons, view this statement.
Yeah, I feel like
it depends on how it's interpreted. I get that part, how it's interpreted. But oftentimes when I'm in a room with people who say it's oftentimes better to work smart than hard, kind of gives the impression that it's, saying something else. But I'm saying it's good to work smart, meaning you can get things done in a legitimate way that is legal by all means. And of course, if it's that it can be done in that regard, then no problem at all. But what is your whole take on the whole topic of easy money, though? Because we see it happening today. We hear the songs, scammer them and chopper them and whatever them there. All the songs that speaks money.
Oh my God.
But the fact of the matter, though, is, Jason, people want to make money. The problem is that, it's just the means of which they go about making money.
I mean, Raja say another day, another dollar, But yeah, it's very easy. Easy money nowadays. I mean, you just go on the internet. If you're a woman, you can access funds by, talking to a man that probably don't even know you, probably don't even meet you, and he will just pay your school fee because he feel like, and he has the funds too. And even for guys or women, sometimes I'm learning scamming is a viable option these days for easy money.
Yes.
But easy money never lasts.
It doesn't. That's the thing.
Does.
I was about to get to that point, Jason.
If you're touching, depending on how you're getting the money, if it's scamming, there's so little you can do with scammer money. I'm learning, and then it's for a woman, for a female. I don't know if it affects probably like a self-esteem component. I don't know, but I feel better knowing that my money what me work for, and I've done what it takes to earn this legitimately.
Yes.
Whenever buy this can give me, work feed. There's an artist that say, yo, push my own key in my door, I start my own car. Them energy there, those things, powerful. That makes you a powerful human.
It really does.
To subject yourself to a system where me have to call 50 different people in order to see me can get $100,000. I mean, that kind of crazy to me still. And then for a woman, it's really subjective to how my body looks. If I'm attractive, God forbid she broke her leg tomorrow morning. I mean, all of the funds, then what should I get? I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We're not subscribed to them type of thing there.
Yeah, and believe it or not, it puts you in a place to always be looking.
Dependability. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're gonna be dependent.
Yeah, or not even that too, but always be looking over your shoulder.
Oh.
Hey, because oftentimes people say, maybe the idea of easy money, because people can say legitimate easy money is good, but oftentimes easy money speaks to that of something that is attained or, illegally.
Making money easily, I feel, let's look at it in context.
Okay.
If an example of easy money that's negative is, of course, probably like scamming or the whole OnlyFans thing or something like that. You know what I mean? That not really propagate anything positive. But easy money, when I heard it, I think about, I buy a bunch of sweetie and I walk around in my co-worker space and I sell them for this. That man have to do nothing for that. Man have to be educated for do them thing there. Or I'm reselling a product. I buy some clothes from Shein and I come to Jamaica and I sell them for I just mark up the price and sell them. That is easy money.
Yeah, that is easy.
Man have to do nothing. Man have make no clothes. Man have print nothing. Man have do no work.
I know what people who just decide to don't buy a bag of sweets and decided they're just selling them back. Yeah, and when they sell them back, they make so much money than the bag of sweets them, but that makes it, as long as it's done in a legitimate way where persons can feel comfortable in themselves to say, listen, I would have done this and feel okay doing it, and there's no problem. But there is, just the endless means.
I feel like I'll be a jokester, but you come for running there.
David is definitely that personality. But the issue with easy money, it can lead to lack of motivation to work hard or strive for long-term goals.
Really?
Because oftentimes they say, all right, we're always looking for the easy way out. And sometimes we're not willing to endure the process, go to a 9 to 5 in the evening if it's that needs to be the way to go, or see how best we can do about 3 jobs to make it work, or if I say go,
No, I mean, I think I said it to you earlier. Nobody wants to work 3 jobs. And nobody wants to kill themselves every day to get money.
No, nobody does.
But the lessons you learn while going to university, while going to work, while going to school, having a job, if you were to not have them and just be rich by a morning, you will be poor by the time you reach 35.
That's true.
It's just facts, because you spend your money on stupid things. The concept of saving and investment will just be a figment of your imagination, because what am I doing that for? If I have a consistent way of easily making 100K per day,
whoa, that's a dream.
No, man, come on, let's be. For me and you, getting that legitimately is a dream.
That's a dream,
but
man.
For them people that were do it online, saving is just an idea. Every day you go to a party. The things you have to do to remain consistent or viable and stuff like that, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and sometimes easy money also attracts individuals to engage in illegal or unethical activities in order to maintain the lifestyle. You know them ways. Because when you get it, that's a conversation. Because maintaining the lifestyle is another thing. Because with the easy money, that's the thing, man. I'm not even going to get into that. But
yeah, we're not talking about
yeah, we're not going to get into that. But it is important to consider long-lasting effects of obtaining money through, just through shortcuts or unethical means, both individuals and society as a whole. But if it is that you look at it, because when we consider the whole fact of long-lasting effects of obtaining money, it really doesn't look like easy money.
What do you mean?
Meaning sometimes, for example, currently to be in a traditional job, work a 9 to 5, it doesn't seem like you're doing the work.
No part of that is easy. There's
you're doing the work.
I have to wake up every morning. I have to take a taxi come to work. I have to come here. I have to put in the work when I go to school for study for do. And then I have to go home and then probably cook. Wally for something. There's no part in a 9 to 5 that's easy.
Right.
But of course for them stay home all day or go party all day or party all night.
Well, no partner either still. But the better part is always to obtain the money legally. Because guess what? It keeps you from looking over your shoulder. It keeps you from, aside from that, keeps your conscience clean and free. And aside from that, it also affects, as one of our talking people said, I don't even listen to that. One of our talking people said, they said it also affects the GDP.
It does.
There is so much thing that happens when there is, just call it illegal money, what we call so-called easy money. these days because it's a term, it's a slogan, you know, they often use for that soliciting of that unethical money. You'd call it illegal money, you know. So when you look at the whole conversation that surrounds it, it's a very massive conversation. And when we consider the facts that, listen, it's going to leave that long-lasting effect of just you continue doing that unethical, you know, behavior, and it both impacts society and individuals on a whole. So you have to consider all those things in factor, you know, when you take all those things into, you know, pointers and note them because it's all, you know, worth knowing. So I am encouraging and appealing to people, you know, easy money might look good, might sound good.
It's not cute.
But at the end of the day, it's not cute. It's not nice. It's not nice. And we are encouraging you here on Talk Up Youth. Really, it's always to go the legal way because there is so much benefits when you go the legal way.
I think it is fair to say that easy money has significantly contributed to the degradation of morality in our country. I mean, people want to say dancehall music does not impact how people think, but yeah, man, another day, another dollar energy. Big pan bricks, come on them there. Come on, let's be so for real.
I think that's a whole conversation that we need to have next week on the issues of easy money because time will not allow for us to continue, you know, our discussion on easy money today. But I just want to run to YouTube quickly to hear what the people are saying on YouTube before we run out of here. Because I'm just elated to just be here with you all. Somebody, GH says, easy money is the thought process of many youth around the world. To change their process, you have to educate them beginning at the toddler stage from 3 to 5 years old. That is absolutely true.
There's also the avenue where you have to give me something worth switching from the chopping thing to the real thing. Because if I get $100,000 a week, you know, I come sit down.
Listen. But listen, but if it is that you have the easy money, let me take that back. If it's that you have the money, not the easy money, if you got the money, you know, or you're making 100K a day, it's not. I think you still work for it. If it's that you're a TikTok or social media lifestyle or guru, you make that money. That's legal.
Work, you know.
That's work. That works. But the fact of the matter is, when you think about avenues to invest those money, it will of course contribute to society in a way because it's not going because them illegal money they're recorded. They've not recorded one bit. They don't pay taxes.
They don't pay taxes for that.
They don't pay taxes for that. We want to big up our YouTubers. Marigold Webb, who is always here with us. Of course, our producers there, Damon Scarlett, Amoya Johnson, GH is here, Errol Townsend, and a lot more persons are on our YouTube. Thank you so much for sharing with us today in our segment, or that's our Talk About segment. And we're just going to wrap up and close out the show. So think about that whole conversation about easy money and just how, you know, impacting it is, you know, to just our young people today and just life overall, our society on a whole, and the detriments of it, though. So in our closer, we want to thank so much our executive producer, that is Madame, the lady herself, Empress Golden, and to our producers, Damon Scarlett and Damon Rose, and also to Jason Tomlinson for being here today. Jason, big up yourself always. He was you look like Jason, don't you? Jason was cool. It was pretty cool.
Yourself, man. It was a pleasure being here this morning.
Oh yeah, we were good to have you, just the very same. And the one and only boss himself, that is our studio engineer, David McNeish. Dave, big up yourself always. Big up yourself. Always on the task right there. And also to everybody who is listening. I big up YouTube a while ago, and just the persons who are listening on the 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9 Digiplayer Flow band, wherever you are in the world, listening to the sound of my voice. Again, I want to just end by saying that it's important for you really to know and understand your transition, and don't be afraid of it. That's the conversation today. Don't be afraid of it, and don't go and try to get easy money. It's not the thing. That's the way to go. And in our conversation today, we just want to encourage you through all of this. It's always to keep optimistic, always to keep in the present. And aside from that, go about seeking ways to better yourself, because the future is completely open and we're writing it from moment to moment. On behalf of the Talk Up Youth Radio Show and the NNN family, we want to wish you a safe and restful weekend. Thank you so much again for being here. This is Talk Up Youth Radio Show. Thank you again. Goodbye. Until next week, 11 to 1 p.m. Same time, same place. Same time, same place. Don't move. Goodbye. Talk Up Youth, Mr. Fit.
Talk Up Youth.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Make it past 25, yeah. So me have to celebrate my life, yeah. Me not feel have $1 million in my pocket, cause all me really need a life in my bone. Enough man, me see get cook it out and crack it. Enough of them got end up with a bullet in the dome. That's why me
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
Listen to Nationwide 90 FM on 90.1
90.3
90.7
90.9
or visit our Flow channel on a 916. To our valued listeners, for questions, comments, or concerns about our programs, email us at programs@nationwidenewsnetwork.com.
Dive into a holistic healing symphony with Dr. Denise Daly as she explores the incredible healing potential of the Nature's Remedies. Starting January 9, 2024, Nationwide at 5 hosts the Nature's Remedies from 7 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday. The segment bestows a plethora of organic wellness wisdom onto all listeners. If you're uncomfortable with popping all those pills, then embark on this natural journey and discover how the Nature's Remedies can help. Tune in for the facts that will transform your perspective on herbal solutions and natural therapies. That's Nature's Remedies every Tuesday during Nationwide at 5 from 7 to 8 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? Geoland Title Limited. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration land surveys also included, affordable rates and flexible payment options. NLA adjudication and land titling waivers also available. They have 8 locations island-wide.